Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back, I guess, to KeeperRL. I recently did a video on this game, kind of giving you some insight into what it was about and how everything worked, but I asked if you wanted to see more of this, and it really sounded like you guys did, so here we are. We're back to actually play this time, get into some more of the gameplay. So let's see, if you've got any questions or you're kind of wondering about the game, how this stuff works, please do check out that first video because I kind of talk through everything, really talk about how everything works. I'll have a link for that in the description. But yeah, otherwise we're going to dive in here. I'm going to zoom out and let's see, we're looking for a good spot to dig, kind of get our base set up, and I'm kind of thinking up in this area. So I do have the game paused right now. Let's go ahead and select some hill here to dig out some of the mountain area. And let's see, shift, control. I thought I read that you could drag out some of this area with one of those buttons, but I'm not seeing that happen. Not seeing that work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this thing underway. We're going to go ahead and unpause time. So the imps are going to run over here and dig this out. I kind of want this big flat area, and then I'm going to kind of pick a path in here. And I do want that gold. Let's see. Okay, so here's how we'll do it. We'll dig to the gold, then we'll dig the gold out, and this will be our first chamber. If you watched the first video, you know that I was kind of setting up these initial doors that came into a chamber, and then it continued on into the main, into doors again, and then into the main chamber. So this will kind of be our main entryway. And something like this. Then we'll dig this to here. Yeah. So we're going to dig out this area. And then we'll branch off of this guy into other areas. I am going to want this copper though. And right now with the game, you can see these walls. When you dig out, it leaves the walls this kind of smooth stone. If you leave any of the metal right here, it stays kind of looking like this, which kind of bugs me. You can see there that this is a wall, but it kind of doesn't look like a wall. So anyway, it'd be nice if it was kind of this texture here, but maybe sprinkled with this stuff. But we don't have that right now, so I actually dig it out because it just kind of bugs me. So let's see, we'll do the same over here. Many of you know how I like to do things symmetrical-ish. Let's do that. Alrighty, so that's looking pretty symmetrical. I'm going to go ahead and pause it now. I'm going to set up kind of those beast chamber and probably the vampires maybe? That's going to be down the road though. Maybe, oh, I could do beasts on both sides? Nah, we'll just stick to one. So I'm going to make a room to start gathering up beasts, and then they'll have kind of a doorway into here so that they can be released. I'll essentially set a door here and lock it, and then if an enemy gets through to this point, I release the beasts. Release the beasts! So let's take a moment to look at our mana. We're at 200. Let's get some research going. We do have to have the library, though. Just as I'm doing that, I always forget the library. Always forget that. Let's see. Now, previously as well, I did these little side doors, and I set up some barricades for if I had archers, but we're just going to kind of open it up at this point in here. Let's go back to this guy. So we'll do this, and then maybe... let's see, something like that, and then we can kind of branch off some paths. I'm going to go ahead and unpause time. And we definitely need to set up a stockpile as well. Let's see. But the first thing I really want to get done is I want to get the library going. So that's where the library will be back here. And maybe that. Maybe that. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Library, we do have... Oh, we have no wood. Man, I'm usually pretty good about that. Let's go ahead and pause this again. It's usually one of the first things I do is start to gather up the wood, but I completely neglected that. I was so focused on our cave. Okay, that's probably good enough to start with. So we'll let them start getting that. Yeah, so let's see. Let's go ahead and also dig this to here. I don't like kind of these empty spaces like this. So I'm going to kind of do what I can to clear those out. Something like that. And I think we'll just go ahead and dig this one out as well. Let's see. Was that 4 wide? It was. And of course they're digging the trees, so they're going to want to do that first. They seem to go in order of you highlighting things. Now, actually I'm going to pause this really quick, because one of the things we can do really quickly is jump in here and start spawning some more imps. So let's do that. We'll spawn like 4 more of these guys and get some help going. There we go. There we go. So let's see, yeah. I'm going to dig that out a bit. Get things looking a little bit more symmetrical. I think I need to do 1 more over here probably. Dig that. And do that. Cool. Okay, let's see. We haven't started gathering the wood yet. We do definitely have to have a stockpile. And let's go ahead. And again, if you didn't watch the first video, the stockpiles, unlike Nomoria, you don't actually access the material directly from here. If you have items, you can run in here and pick them up. But as long as you have the stone or the wood is like in the stockpile area, it's available down here. So you're totally cool. So we're going to go ahead and start painting this as storage area. And that's why I'm not going to worry about it being open. As far as I know, there's not creatures that come and try to steal from you. Not yet. So I don't have to worry about that so much. Let's see. These kind of... I think we will go ahead and dig this stone out. Something like that. And I think we'll just kind of level that out. Cool. So that's going to be our storage area. And let's see, we do have plenty of wood to get this started. So let's get the library going. 3x3 and a couple more. We'll just leave it at that for now. Save a little bit of that wood. Paint some more storage. Excellent. And then we'll do some research. Okay. A little bit more. Come on, you guys can do it. You can do it. Dig it out. 1 more. This guy's slow. Get on it. Cool. So we're going to jump into the book here. Head down to the library. Oh, they haven't built it yet? Come on, guys. Get up there. Let's get this thing going. They're focused on moving all the material into the stockpile. So I may have to wait. Maybe I can summon 1 more up here. What if I click him in there? Maybe he'll get to work. There we go. Excellent. So library, we've got 68 mana, 50 needed to advance. We're going to go ahead and do crafting. Start right off on that so I can jump in here and start making doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I didn't want one there. 9, 10. Cool. Then I'm going to go ahead and lock these guys. Actually, sorry, we're not going to do that just yet. This is where we're going to start putting the beasts, and once we train for that. Can we do it yet? Yes, beast taming. Sweet. Jump over here, and we are going to grab beast cages. So beast cages are where beasts spawn from when I make them, just like our minions will spawn wherever I make the beds. Other than imps, they just kind of spawn from thin air. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and set up that kind of the barracks, I guess. Let's pause. Let me undo that. There we go. For the beds, so we know where our ogres and our goblins are going to start from, our gnomes. They spawn off of the beds. And so I kind of put that near the door, but just inside the primary dungeon here. Kind of the idea. Now our gold is going to sit here. It doesn't go in the stockpile. We actually need to make a treasure room for that. And I usually do that off of the library. So let him dig that out. And we'll put some chests down. There we go. Now they'll have a place to bring that gold. Get some beds going, right? We need to get our guys here. Let's see. I didn't need this wall there. Cool. So one of the things I really like about this game is just how easy it is to paint things down. It's very fast. The game is meant to be a fast-paced kind of game. Get in, make your dungeon. It's going to get attacked. You're going to go explore, and you're going to die, and you'll see what your score is. You just try to keep beating your score. So I did mention this in the first video, but figure I'd talk about this again. One of the things that's got me really excited about this is that the maps are going to get a lot bigger, and I really like the idea of being able to go out here and create a castle or a keep. You can't do that right now, but he's saying you will be able to go out and construct walls and everything. So I love that idea. I love anything that can extend the game. I would love to have a save, for example, that has 20-30 hours on it. Right now I kind of see this, you could probably do that if you kind of hunker down, but I like that to be kind of the goal of the game, is say, hey, it's a big open world, go do what you want, build what you want, and it can last as long as you want. Right now if you die, it's over and there's a top score. I didn't actually ask him about this, but I like the idea of being able to respawn, right, so you can continue to play. I don't know if that's going to be in the plans. He did say that one of the things you will be able to do, despite the game being focused on multiplayer in the future, you will be able to have your own world, continue to have your own world and grow and build. So hopefully that's going to be part of that, is actually being able to respawn when you die. We'll find out, I suppose. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and jump into some training here again. We can do beasts, which is cool. Let's do goblins, ogres, and traps. We'll do traps in a little bit. Let's do ironworking, and we'll leave it at that for now. And then what I want to do is I want to spawn like some ogres and stuff like that to help defend. But what's going to be key is I want them to be training. So we'll set up some training in here. Like this, everything's tile-based, it's all one-to-one. You don't put anything down that takes up like 4 spaces or anything. Everything is one space. So as far as I know, this would allow 9 creatures to train at one time. So that's good enough. So let's get in here. We'll go to humanoids. Ogre costs 80 mana. Let's go ahead and make one of those. And let's see, let's pause time while I do this. So 1 ogre, 1 goblin, 1 gnome. And then I do need to set up workshops for them. I guess we'll dig that out over here. Let's see. Let's do this. I like the idea of them being in separate rooms, but it's not really necessary. Plus I have all of this copper. Not copper, iron. So I think we're just going to open this up into one big room. Something like that. Now these guys, again, they're going to kind of wander around, probably go train, yeah, and normally I might, get this stuff set up first before I create those guys, but we're not in too big of a hurry. Should be alright. You do get a warning when you're being attacked. It does seem as though you get that warning before you can even see the mobs, too. I've looked around and said, I don't see anybody, and then eventually they come wandering out of the darkness, so you do get a bit of a heads up, which is cool. So let's see, they're getting this dug out. So let's get some workshops going here. We'll kind of line this wall with them. And then we want lab for the other one. Let's see, do I have to actually go over... man, oh, I'm missing it. So it's grayed out, we have to research that, which is alchemy. There we go. Get the laboratory. Now, the lab is kind of, it works the same as beds and cages in that the golems spawn off of here. And then the workshops, or is it the workshops where the golems come from? Can't remember now. Don't quite recall, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and pause time and get these guys working on that. So we have a gnome and a goblin. We're going to have the gnome work in the lab. We got order tasks, so we'll make him go to the lab. Goblin will work in the workshop. And ogre probably was training anyway, but that's okay. And then, yeah, go ahead and get them doing those things. Where'd the ogre go? Where are you going? Go train, man. You got work to do. Get on it. So down below we can see that we are a little, wood is a little low. We could certainly use more stone. So what I'm going to do is we've got a lot of minions running around, a lot of these imps, so we're going to go ahead and gather up more of the trees out here. And you can highlight this grass stuff, bush, but I don't think you get anything from it. They may not even clear it. I'm not entirely sure. You see some up here, so... Anyway, I don't know. I don't know if they actually clear that. Is that what you're doing? Oh, you actually get wood from it? Interesting. There was a bush there, I'm pretty sure. Huh. What this guy? Let's see if somebody goes for that. He is going to. Okay, so the bush does turn out some wood. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. And of course, stone is the other one we're a bit low on, and we only get stone from here. You don't actually get it from digging out the darker area. So we'll go ahead and kind of dig into this a bit. Start gathering some of this. And we'll do the same over here. I'm going to go ahead and pause time. I want to be getting to other things right now. Let's set up these orders. Get over there. This should give them plenty to do for a bit, and then we'll kind of take a look around. There's nothing else immediately over there. We do have some stuff over here, so I will go ahead and pop this open like so, and we'll consider getting to that stuff in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and highlight a little bit more wood. Cool. So let's see, let's do a little bit more research. How about that? Okay, we can't right now. We need a larger library, so that will be actually next on the list. Let's just go ahead and fill this. We have over 1,000 wood, so we're just going to fill that area. Whoops, I keep selecting when I don't mean to. There we go. There we go. Okay, so let's kind of look down through the list. We have the treasure, beds, storage, right? I've got some training, the lab stuff, the cages. I don't have a graveyard, and that's what we would use to spawn vampires. And I think we will just go ahead and use this area here. We're starting to gather some stone. Yeah, slowly. And this does take 20, so we're just going to go ahead and put maybe 5 of those there. And then what'll happen is, did I say vampires? I think they do spawn from here as well, but we'll get mummies and zombies will be able to spawn from here when we start killing some creatures. The corpses get brought in here just like this material is getting brought in into this area. So here we've got a sword and boots. Interesting. Look at that. Did he just go over and swoop that? It's like, I need those. Gimme. Let's actually pause this real quick and jump into him. We're going to look at his equipment. So yeah, he actually went and equipped boots. Very cool. And he's got a sword right now. And is that the best one? We've got a +8. Let's do that. I'm not sure if that's the one he was actually using or not. He just drops it. Yeah, I don't need this one. And this little imp went and picked it up, and he's going to throw it in here. Cool. Threw it right up in there. Alrighty, so we're getting things underway. We're doing pretty good. We have not, there's been no indication that we're about to be attacked or anything. Our resources are doing a bit better. Let's get a little bit more research going on. How about stone golems and traps? And I really like the idea of archery, but it still hasn't come up for me. Let's wait on that. We're going to do iron golems. Cool. And then see about making some of these guys. Golems. Okay, 30 mana, so it gets kind of expensive. We're going to go ahead and make one of those guys. You can see him down here, popped out of there. So he does come out of the lab. That's cool. Stone golem, go train. It's really all he can do, so he was probably... I was going to do that. You don't have to tell me. And then I'm going to go ahead and form a team, because we may go explore in a bit. So the team is going to be the keeper and the ogre and probably the golem. I'll leave the gnome and goblin. Sometimes I take them with me, but they're doing workshop stuff, so we'll go ahead and leave that. So we're done. Cool. And so we just want to set that up really quick so we kind of have that. But really I'd like to create some more minions to kind of roll with us. Don't want to go just as a trio. And while there's no imps in here, I'm going to lock the door. I wanted to lock it earlier, but there was a imp running around in there. I want to trap him in there. So let's go ahead and pause now, because I'm kind of looking through the list, right? I want to make sure everything's accounted for. We don't have a prison or torture room. And we want to have that set up in the event we do run into some things. So we'll go ahead and set that up off of here. Let's take that out. Let's make it like here. Yeah, okay. So if you didn't catch the first video, essentially we can take prisoners if we have a prison area, and then if we torture them, similar to going into a monster and telling it whether it's going to train or not, we can go into prisoner and decide whether they're being tortured, or if we put them to work. And if you torture them, it really builds mana. So as devious as that is, I will certainly torture people for mana. So let's go ahead and set up a prison here. Probably just go 3 by 3. And then we will set up some torture chambers. Take some iron. We have a good amount of iron though, so that's cool. Yeah, we'll just do 4 for now. Get that started. Probably won't have a ton of prisoners.